everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am Mackenzie Nelson if you are new here, and if you have not seen what I've been up to on my page, I have just traveled from Mexico all the way down to Peru by mostly buses, and it was an absolutely crazy adventure, but I am here to give you all the information you need of traveling each country. And today we are going to talk about one of my favorite countries I have ever traveled to, Nicaragua. Nicaragua was definitely a backpacker favorite. It is cheap, it is beautiful, there's so much to do, and it is just a very unique country. As I was traveling down through Central America, I first found myself in Leon, one of the biggest cities in Nicaragua. Leon was a great introduction to the country. I stayed at a hostel called Bigfoot Hostel where they do volcano boarding. Now, before I got to the hostel, I didn't even know what volcano boarding was. So basically, you hike up this volcano called Sierra Negra and you suit up in these orange suits, you lay down on a board and you just go. You go as fast as you can down this volcanic ash, and then you party at the end of the night, and it is so much fun. Another thing I did in Leon was take the chicken bus to Las Panitas. The chicken bus maybe costs about $1 to get to the beach, and it was such a relaxing day. We just had lunch and chilled out at the beach and then hitchhiked back, and it was a great day. And then after all of that adventure, I took about 5 days to stay with a local family in Leon and learn Spanish at Metropolis Spanish School right across the street from where I was staying. I have a whole vlog on that with details of how much it costs and everything, so look on my page for that. And it was such a cool experience getting the local feel, living in a local house. They cooked for you every day, as well as I was so immersed in Spanish that I couldn't even speak English the whole week, and it was so hard. And then after that, I took a chicken bus for maybe $3 to the city of Granada, which is another big city in Nicaragua. Granada was such a cute colonial town with lively streets and colorful buildings. I stayed at Oasis Hostel in Granada and I highly recommend it. It was kind of hard to make friends, but again, I didn't really stay in the hostel much. I was just exploring, and I had friends in Granada already, so I just met up with them. Some things I recommend doing in and around Granada is, one, there's like this cathedral you could climb up to the top and see like a whole view of Granada. You could actually see Lake Nicaragua too, and I think it was only like $1 to climb. And then another thing we did one day was went to the Lagoon Apoyo, which was like a $5 taxi away for 3 people, and then we hitchhiked back. Hitchhiking became a thing in Nicaragua. It was just so normal and the cheap way to get around, but I only recommend doing it if you are with people. I would never do it alone. Next, from the city of Granada, we got picked up by a truck and we went to the Treehouse Hostel, which is a famous hostel to stay in when you go to Nicaragua. It's only like $13 a night, and you literally are staying in this tree house. They have like activities every night. One night they had a movie night, the next night they had a rave night, but they are only open from, I think it's like Wednesday to Sunday, and then everybody has to leave on Sunday. So plan your time accordingly, because I did have to shift around my schedule just so I could see this hostel, and it was worth it. Next, I went to possibly my favorite location in Nicaragua, possibly my favorite location in all of Central America, which was Ometepe. I heard so many things about Ometepe, but when I got there, I found out that they were all true. It was such a magical, peaceful, adventuresome place. Ometepe is basically 2 islands that have 2 volcanoes on the islands that sit in the largest lake in Central America, which is Lake Nicaragua. The thing I recommend to you the most when going to Ometepe is to rent a scooter for a day or a few days. I think it was only like $25–30 a day to rent a scooter and just drive around the volcano. It was the best thing I think I did on Ometepe. Well, there was a few, but it definitely was a highlight, just having that freedom. And then we also stopped off at like Playa Mango, which was the most peaceful time and had the best view of the volcano. I stayed in El Pital Chocolate Paradise Hostel for 2 nights, I believe, in like one of their upstairs jungle dorm. The best hostel I have possibly ever stayed in. I woke up to like birds and jungle noises and it was just amazing. I wish I could stay there longer, but they kicked me out because they were fully booked. That's how popular they were. And then the last thing we did on Ometepe was go to the full moon party, which I have a whole chaotic vlog about that too. So if you're interested at all seeing what that was like, it was quite an interesting experience. You basically climb up one, not all the way, but climb up part of the volcano, and then there was like a full moon party waiting for you there when you get there, and then you party all night and then you hike down at sunrise. I would do it again. And then the last place I went to in Nicaragua, which is probably the next place or last place you will go to when you go to Nicaragua, is San Juan del Sur. Now you might have heard this name before because San Juan del Sur hosts one of the biggest parties in Central America called Sunday Funday. So you can imagine this happens only on Sundays, but every Sunday. It is basically a pool crawl for backpackers from like 4 hostels, and it starts at like 10 a.m. to like 4 a.m. the next day. It is a crazy party. I did not participate in the full thing because I think it was like $50 to sign up, but I did happen to stay at one of the hostels that hosted one of the pool parties, so I just met up with all my friends there and had a good time when everybody was at the party there, and that was perfect for me because I feel like I definitely would have gotten overwhelmed if I went to all 4 parties. That hostel was the Space Hostel. It was so peaceful. It was beautiful. It was away from town. They did have shuttles that went into town like 2 or 3 times a day and would pick you up, but if you missed it, so sorry, you missed it. So if you're okay with staying out of town, I definitely suggest the Space Hostel, but if you want to stay in town and take some surf lessons, you should stay at Surf Town Hostel, which my friend stayed at. I visited and it looked lovely and had a really good atmosphere. I stayed in Nicaragua for about 3 weeks. I definitely could have stayed longer, and I think average per day was only like $30. It was a super affordable country and definitely refreshed my budget on this trip just before hitting Costa Rica, where it got crazy. I definitely want to be back to Nicaragua. It was a beautiful and unique country, and if you're gonna go to any Central American country, go to Nicaragua. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and if you're new here, subscribe and hit the like button, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!